This page is the cover of a Japanese gaming magazine from the transition era between the Sega Saturn and the upcoming Dreamcast. It prominently features an anime girl from the visual novel series, Welcome to Pia Carrot. 2. The cover highlights a major special feature dedicated to the Dreamcast, indicating the shift in focus for Sega fans, alongside coverage for the still active Sega Saturn. A striking headline reveals the magazine is nearing its end, with only 3 more issues left. Featured game coverage includes big titles like Virtua Fighter 3TB, Sega Rally 2, Climax Landers, and Evolution, among others spanning fighting, racing, RPGs, sports management games like J.League Pro Soccer Club, O Tsukuru, and visual novels. There's also a guide for mastering CGS, likely related to the featured Pia Carrot game. The issue promises a deep dive into the next generation, while still covering popular Saturn titles like Black Matrix and Shining Force 2i Scenario 3, showing the diverse range of games available at the time. This page is a celebratory spread featuring Sega's managing director, Isao Okawa, affectionately known as Yukawa Senmu, with a large headline that translates to, "Congratulations, Managing Director Yukawa." Okawa is pictured, smiling, with a message expressing his gratitude and determination. He reveals he'll be attending Tokyo Game Show 98 in Makuhari on October 10th and 11th, even giving up his vacation days, to showcase amazing things to everyone. He's feeling motivated, supported by his family. The page heavily promotes Sega's presence at TGS 98 Autumn, emphasizing that attendees will finally get hands-on time with the highly anticipated Dreamcast console, described as completely different and amazing. Visitors can also try out unannounced, secret software titles. Details for the event are provided, including dates, venue, Makuhari Messe, and admission costs. The page also teases merchandise available at the show, featuring popular series like Sakura Wars and Sonic, as well as special Dreamcast and Managing Director Yukawa-themed goods. It's clear Sega is pulling out all the stops for the Dreamcast's public debut. This page features an emotional scene with a crying horse and man, dramatically announcing that the highly anticipated horse breeding simulation, Derby Stallion, is coming to the Sega Saturn this autumn. Known as Derby Stallion internationally, the Japanese title proudly proclaims, "In Japan, Derby Stallion exists." This Saturn version, created by series mastermind Hiroshi Sonobe, is confirmed to feature races with a full field of 18 horses for the first time in the series, and is compatible with the 98 racing program data, promising enhanced realism. The page includes screenshots showcasing the game's visuals. It will be released at a standard price of 6,800 yen. This page highlights 2 distinct Dreamcast titles published by NEC. On the left is Seventh Cross, presented as a biological evolution simulation RPG. It asks the player, "What are you? What are you trying to become?" Quote, emphasizing the game's focus on artificial life and a survival experience built on evolution, showcased with impressive Dreamcast visuals. Screenshots preview creatures, a mech, environments, and the game's unique interface. To the right is the quirky Sengoku Turb, an advanced action role-playing adventure. This title promises a cute and surreal, mysterious Turb world, where a lonely girl explores the cosmos, leading to a cat versus sheep, 100 million polygon great war. Its distinct visual style, including a planet with a face and colorful character designs, hints at its origins with creators who also had work dating back to 1992. Both games offer unique takes on their respective genres. This page features a prominent illustration promoting the Sega Saturn game Mahjong Gakuensai DX, an adventure title combining story with 2-player mahjong gameplay. It's presented as the second entry in a popular series, known for its multi-story branching paths and character designs by Shoichi Kobayashi, with animation handled by Studio X. The article highlights that beloved characters return in an original story set the day before the school festival, with a detailed list of the voice actors involved. The right side of the page serves as the table of contents for issue number 19, dated October 23, 1998. It previews a wide array of features covering both Sega Saturn and the upcoming Dreamcast. Highlights include strategy guides and previews for titles like Black/Matrix, Revive, and Pia Carrot Yukoso. 2. There are also features on fighting games like Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter and Fighting Vipers 2, racing titles like Sega Rally 2, and RPGs. and adventures such as Shining Force 2i Scenario 3, Sonic Adventure, and Blue Stinger. The Contents page demonstrates the magazine's focus on both current Saturn releases and the exciting anticipation for the Dreamcast launch, covering a diverse range of genres, from mahjong and adventure to action, simulation, and strategy. The top right includes a preview of the issue's cover, featuring a character from Pia-A Yukoso 2. This is the final strategy guide for the Sega Saturn game Black/Matrix. It details how to unlock the hidden character Zero by entering a specific command on the title screen. The guide also reveals hidden shops in chapters 4 and 9, accessible under specific conditions. A list of hidden magic spells, including their effects and costs, is provided, along with a system of hidden skill levels that increase with actions and affect character stats. The guide explains how to view these skill levels, completing the comprehensive strategy guide for the single-player simulation RPG. This page offers strategy for the climax of Black/Matrix's normal mode, specifically, Chapter 9. It details acquiring the helpful character fam and tactics for specific battles, like prioritizing magic users with Paladin and Yofane, and strategies for the Diavolos free battle using ranged attacks. The guide then introduces the advanced mode, explaining its unique features like differing gameplay, battle ranks, and rare weapons obtainable through special means like finishing blows or shops. Clearing advanced mode awards players one of 12 titles, Angel or Devil, based on their performance. This page offers Black/Matrix Chapter 9 strategy and details the unique challenges, rare gear, and titles found in advanced mode. This page brings breaking news about Data East's new adventure game project, titled Revive Sosei, which has just begun production aiming for a summer '99 release. The game features original art and character design by Yukinori Umetsu. It boasts a multi-scenario and multi-ending system powered by the Trap Divergent Story (TDS) system, where the story unfolds differently depending on how players use items to solve traps. The narrative is set in a port town, focusing on the protagonist and his adoptive sister, Kisei, whose ordinary life is shattered when she is put in danger by a research facility. The page provides a profile for Kisei and a comment from Umetsu about her design. Development is still early, noted at only 5% complete, and interestingly, the game's platform is still undecided. This page continues the look at Data East's upcoming adventure game, Revive Sosei, jumping straight into interviews with the production staff. Producer Yoshihiro Yamamoto and director Hiroshi Takahashi discuss the title's meaning, which relates to resurrection, and the core theme they want to convey: a focus on family love, particularly the bond between siblings, aiming for a deep emotional impact on the player. They also address the pressing question of the game's platform, stating it remains undecided as development is still in its nascent stages, prioritizing flexibility. The page then introduces some of the game's actors, presenting detailed profiles and artwork for Reiko Takano, a respected researcher, Nao Mizutani, a cheerful high schooler, and Yuzuki Hotaka, a quiet classmate. Character designer and popular animator Yukinori Umetsu provides insights into his design process, emphasizing the balance between expressing individual character traits and adhering to the game's overall vision, sharing specific thoughts on the design choices for each character. The next page dives into character-specific strategies for the dating simulation game Welcome to Pia-2, beginning with the challenging route of Hino Azusa, deemed super difficult. The guide emphasizes the need to diligently raise all of Azusa's parameters: appearance, kindness, study, stamina, and root, perseverance. As success requires high levels across the board, unlike some easier characters who only need specific stats. Gameplay primarily revolves around visiting Azusa's room in the morning to build familiarity, and working part-time at the Pia restaurant in the afternoon to efficiently boost your stats. The page highlights several key events on Azusa's route, such as trying new menu items with her, helping her with work at the shop, and a pivotal beach scene where she opens up. Crucially, the guide warns about the difficult triangle relationship event involving the protagonist's childhood friend, Masashi. Navigating this sensitive issue and avoiding a negative outcome is presented as a major hurdle for reaching Azusa's happy ending. The guide also briefly notes that collecting all CGS in the game requires multiple playthroughs, with the Sega Saturn version featuring 3 distinct CG patterns. The Pia-2 guide details strategies for 2 heroines. Hino Misana, the spoiled little sister, requires focus on kindness and appearance, with events centered around phone calls, study sessions, and outings like the beach and summer festival. A key warning is that the hot spring scene guarantees a bad ending. Sakamoto Tsukasa, a later character interested in cosplay, requires a strong appearance parameter. Events revolve around arcades, her room, and cosplay-related activities. The guide emphasizes buying magazines at the station to quickly boost her appearance. Mini-games unlock bonus CGS. This page continues the strategy guide for Pia Carrot 2, focusing on 3 more heroines, Minase Aoi, Futaba Ryuko, and Shinohara Mikiko. For Minase Kape, the guide emphasizes balancing daily life between her room and working as a waiter, focusing on study and stamina alongside core parameters like appearance and kindness. Key events include late-night gatherings, a beach trip with a mysterious horror story, and potentially winning her over at karaoke or pachinko. Futaba Ryuko has fewer events, making each one critical. As an assistant manager candidate, boosting her abilities daily is important, with free time spent in her room or as a waiter. Her path includes events with a KOI, helping with tasks, and a significant confession scene highlighting impressive character visuals. Shinohara Mikiko's route centers around visiting her house daily and requires building stamina, especially for her assistant job in mid-August. Like the others, appearance and kindness are key. Events include meeting her, assisting her at Comiket, and visiting her room. Finally, the page briefly introduces 2 mini-adventure side story minigames, unlockable during gameplay, that provide bonus CGS for completion. The next page continues the strategy guide for Pia Carrot 2, focusing on additional heroines and revealing potential hidden characters. Yamana Haru's guide highlights kindness as her most important parameter. Daily life revolves around visiting the park, where you'll frequently meet her and Kayoru. Working as a waiter is also key to her route progression, with specific events centered around these locations. For Aizawa Tomomi, a balanced approach to all stats is recommended. Daily cleaning is crucial for her path, along with boosting overall abilities. Key events include encountering her while cleaning, receiving an invitation to her room, a notable event involving a pool promise, and even a dramatic argument sequence. Successful navigation relies heavily on keeping up with cleaning and phone interactions. Midori Sanai's route emphasizes daily jogging and dishwashing, focusing on stamina and physical stats, aligning with her preference for sporty types. A critical early step is making the initial phone call. Subsequent events involve joining her for jogging, a pool date, and an event where she recovers. Finally, the guide teases that there are other characters potentially available to capture, hinting at Kinoshita, Kurumi, Kagurazaka Jun, and Tamaran. These are described as hidden or less obvious targets, requiring specific interactions or fulfilling certain conditions to unlock their unique story paths and accompanying CGS. This page features a special report on Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter for the Sega Saturn, highlighting the game's imminent release and revealing details about the Saturn version's exclusive editions. The article confirms a high-quality port of the arcade fighting game, enhanced with new features not found in the previous console release. The Saturn version introduces original modes, including a new survival mode, where players or teams must clear stages with health carrying over, testing skill and endurance. The options mode is feature-rich, allowing customization of difficulty, game speed, sound settings, and comprehensive button configuration. A major focus is the confirmation of a faithful arcade port, including hidden elements. The game features 18 default characters, plus 6 unlockable secret characters. Hidden fighters, like Sakura, Mecha Zangief, and Shadow are mentioned, along with the inclusion of hidden moves and arcade boss characters like Apocalypse. The article praises the port for retaining many of the arcade's secrets and hidden scenarios. Overall, the report conveys excitement for the Saturn release, emphasizing the faithful arcade conversion and the valuable original modes and features added, making it seem like the definitive home version at the time. This guide details the core mechanics of Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter. Movement focuses on dashing, air dashing, and the super jump. Defense emphasizes ground and air guarding, throw escapes, and down recovery, with a key mechanic being the advancing guard. Offensive techniques include chain combos, character-specific special moves, and powerful hyper combos. Chain combos are fundamental, while special and hyper combos provide diverse options and powerful finishes. Easy mode simplifies combo inputs, though potentially at the cost of precision. The guide effectively explains the game's fundamentals for new players. Quote, This page delves into the core systems that make Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter unique, building upon the fundamental mechanics discussed previously. It emphasizes mastering 5 key areas. The aerial rave, an evolution of air combos, allows for complex chained attacks in the air after a super jump. Players need to integrate special and hyper moves into these sequences for maximum effect. A crucial skill for high-level play. The variable system, new to this game, introduces strategic tag mechanics. Variable counter lets you tag in your partner with an attack to counter an opponent's move. Variable combination is a powerful team hyper combo where both characters unleash attacks simultaneously. Variable assist brings your partner in for a quick, specific assist attack. Variable attack is a tagging attack move, where your partner rushes in with an attack as you tag out. These variable moves add significant strategic depth, allowing for offensive pressure, defensive counters, and devastating team attacks, fundamentally changing how players approach combat compared to earlier titles. Mastering these systems is essential for competitive play. This page presents a special report on the romance-adventure game, Summer Waltz. Set during a summer vacation, the game centers around fossil hunting and developing relationships with the heroines. Gameplay splits between weekdays dedicated to fossil hunting and trading unearthed items, and weekends spent engaging in events with the various girls. The timing and choices made during conversations are crucial, influencing your relationship with each heroine and leading to potential dates and confessions as intimacy grows. The report highlights 7 main heroines from the Super Real Mahjong series who appear in this game. Screenshots showcase the game's interface, including mapping locations, the fossil trading screen, dialogue sequences, and CG event scenes like a watermelon splitting minigame. The page also includes basic game details, confirming it's a single-player adventure title. It gives players a solid overview of the setting, core mechanics, and the charming cast of characters they'll interact with during their summer adventure. This page features a special report on the adventure game, Girl Doll Toy, which explores themes of love and the soul. Originally a popular PC title, it's making its way to the Saturn. The central premise revolves around helping Erica, a female-type android, gain emotions and become a true human with a soul. You'll play as the protagonist, working in a university lab, encountering various challenges while trying to transform Erica. Screenshots showcase Erica performing everyday tasks like cleaning and cooking, hinting at her development. There's also striking character art of Erica and glimpses into her robotic origins. The page introduces some key supporting characters involved in the story, including fellow lab members, medical staff, and local shopkeepers, all playing a part in Erica's journey to humanity. This looks like a fascinating blend of sci-fi and romance adventure. This page features a special report on the Sega Saturn simulation game, Sequel First Love Story, School Trip. This romance simulation distinguishes itself by focusing intensely on pursuing just one girl, your true first love, rather than juggling multiple potential partners. The game spans 5 different periods of the protagonist's life, from childhood through university, highlighting the development of his feelings for his childhood friend, Honoka Takamine. The core gameplay revolves around a school trip, where you must strategically manage the protagonist's daily schedule and personal status, including stress levels. High stress can negatively impact your ability to interact effectively. Players will schedule various activities like studying, exercising, or talking, aiming to raise the chosen girl's affection. The game provides detailed control over how you spend your time in 30-minute blocks. Interactions with Honoka, the childhood friend, are also crucial, offering advice and support before and during the trip, including opportunities for shopping and planning. It looks like a deep simulation focused on the nuances of young love and the challenge of expressing those feelings. This one is a simulation game for one player and was released in December. The next page continues the deep dive into the Sega Saturn romance simulation, Sequel First Love Story, School Trip. It details how events unfold based on your daily schedule and interactions, revealing new sides to the heroine, Honoka. Screenshots show various character moments, like surprised reactions to conversation and quiet scenes. The page emphasizes Honoka Takamine's central role as the special heroine, highlighting her status as a childhood friend and the focus on your relationship with her. Multiple illustrations and screenshots feature Honoka in different settings and expressions, underscoring the game's dedication to her character arc. A significant section boasts the enhanced graphics and abundance of new content exclusive to the Saturn version. It explicitly mentions revived graphics and dozens of new event CGS compared to earlier releases, showcasing evocative scenes like characters bathing or changing clothes, noting the increased detail. Finally, the page touches upon the core gameplay loop, training and strategizing through events to build your relationship with Hanukkah, leading to the climax of the school trip and the crucial final confession. The goal is to gauge her feelings and successfully confess your love. The page is filled with expressive character art and game screenshots, showcasing the visual style and emotional range of the game. This page delves into the heart of sequel First Love Story, School Trip, showcasing the detailed character designs by Narumi Kakinuchi. It offers a comprehensive look at the game's cast, illustrating how they appear across different periods of the protagonist's life: elementary school, middle school, high school, the spring break before university, and university itself. You get to see characters like the protagonist, Hiroya Kanzaki, and the main heroine, Hanoka Takamine, starting from their elementary school days as the featured two childhood friends, building on the previous page's emphasis on their relationship. Beyond them, the page introduces various other characters who play roles throughout the game's timeline, including Suzuri Morita, Hazuki Matsubara, Serika Nakayama, Maki Iwa Date, Moemi Seto, Ayano Shima, Mimori Aoyagi, Tuko Makino, Eina Hashimoto, Mayuriel Hayasaka, and Honoka's sister, Naho Takamine. Each character is shown with their distinct look for each era they appear in, accompanied by brief descriptions hinting at their personalities and roles, such as school club activities or specific traits. It's fascinating to see the visual evolution of the cast, a key element in a game simulating years of growth and relationships. This page shifts focus to another exciting title, Virtual Call S, highlighting its original opening animation for the Saturn version and the chance to meet the plain-faced girls of the game. A key feature emphasized is the Yobika Kikun system, which allows the game to call players by name in certain impactful scenes, adding a layer of immersion. The page introduces several of the game's heroines, detailing their personalities and showing off their distinct anime designs and various in-game appearances. You'll see characters like Mayuka Fukumizu, the energetic high school girl, Aria Ebiwara, who loves cute things, Yurina Morimoto, a cosplay idol, and Chisato Kagurazaka, a beautiful flight attendant. Other girls featured include Mitsumi Arigawa, Miyako Sami, Suzuka Sayonji, Kikuko Seto, Kaori Fujishima, and Kayanu Takenokoji. The page gives a taste of the diverse cast and scenarios players will encounter in this adventure game. This page features a continue report on the adventure game she designed, highlighting its two main story branches based on the seasons, spring and summer. The spring story focuses on the protagonist's complicated relationship with his stepsister, Ayano, alongside the character, Sayaka. The summer story explores themes of childhood friendship and summer vacation, with characters Haruka and also Sayaka. The page also previews additional scenarios, including interactions with Kane on a deserted island. A notable feature discussed is the introduction of new dialogue choices and distinct bad endings unlocked on subsequent playthroughs, encouraging players to explore different narrative paths. The page showcases various character portraits and in-game screenshots, illustrating the different relationships and settings across these interwoven stories. The game is an adventure title that delves into character-driven narratives. This page features a preview for Magical Night Dreams, Cotton Boomerang for the Sega Saturn on the left. It's highlighted as the second installment focusing on team battles, allowing 3 chosen characters to power up your game. You can play as Cotton, Apply, Silk, and Needle. The action is beefed up with moves like the punch to clear enemy shots, promising diverse attack methods. Screenshots show the character selection screen and intense gameplay. Though the main game preview, there's information on a separate Magical Night Dreams, Cotton 2 Tenkamori CD-ROM for Windows. This is cool because it releases all the graphic data used in Cotton 2, offering extras like minigames, screensavers, wallpapers, and even the core game assets. It's basically a fan disc loaded with goodies. The right side is dedicated to the Conehead Club column, a regular feature showing appreciation from readers. It covers a range of topics from reader submissions, including discussions on games like Sonic Adventure and Dead 2, personal anecdotes about studying or hobbies like raising beetles, and opinions comparing different platforms and game genres like fighting games and dating sims. It offers a glimpse into the community's thoughts and interactions. This page is a submission postcard for Saturn Fan Magazine, specifically issue number 19. Readers could use this pre-addressed postcard to send in their letters, illustrations, or other contributions to various sections of the magazine. It includes the magazine's address and the recipient, Tim. The postcard lists several specific sections readers can submit to by circling the corresponding option, such as the Game Score List section, the Month-Day Issue DP section, and the popular Conehead Club section that was featured on the previous page. There is also a general Other option, where readers could specify a different recipient. The lower half of the postcard provides space for the submitter's details, including their address, name, phone number, pen name, and age. Instructions are provided, emphasizing that any type of submission content is welcome, and reminding readers to indicate the intended section. There's a note that using this specific postcard saves the effort of writing the address. It's a straightforward form designed to facilitate reader interaction and contributions to the magazine's columns and features. This Sega Saturn fan page showcases fan art, opinions, and discussions. The sections include fan art inspired by games like Virtua On and Shining Force, highlighting the Illustration Hall of Fame winners featuring Black Matrix and Sakura Wars. The Kids Hop section reveals fan concerns about the console war and Sega Saturn ports to PlayStation. An illustration gallery displays diverse fan art, and the Conehead Club features letters discussing game releases, industry news, and gaming experiences, including piracy and ethical content. The page represents the passionate and engaged Sega Saturn fan base. This page continues the Conehead Club section, featuring fan submissions under the title, We Are Supporters. Fans express their passion for favorite games and characters through illustrations and text. Sections are dedicated to specific titles, including Black Matrix, Dragon Force, Sakura Wars, the Lunar Series, and Vampire Savior, known internationally as Darkstalkers 3. Fans share art depicting beloved characters and brief comments on why they love the games, such as preferences for certain characters or memorable game moments. There are also fan manga contributions, one related to Baroque and another playfully speculating on unreleased games. The final section features a fan recommending a Suzzle Panzer Dragoon RPG, Panzer Dragoon Saga, and Revolutionary Girl Utina, praising their unique worlds and characters. Overall, the page highlights the vibrant and dedicated Sega Saturn fan community's engagement with their favorite titles. This page continues the magazine's fan-focused Conehead Club section. It offers strategy tips for the dating sim Dukyusei and unique gameplay techniques for other titles like Majinduro 2i. Readers get answers to their questions about various games, including strategy for RPGs like Shin Megami Tensei, Devil Summoner, Tengai Makyo, The Apocalypse IV, and Uno. Fans voiced their wishes for ports like Metal Gear Solid on Dreamcast and a sequel to Chaos Seed, often accompanied by fan art. There's a special feature dedicated to discussing the release and reception of Black Matrix. The page also includes a Q&A section for younger fans, and details on how readers can submit their own art and messages to the magazine. This page dives headfirst into the excitement surrounding the Sega Dreamcast, highlighting its impending release, now set for November 27th. The magazine details the growing lineup of titles set to launch or arrive soon on the new console, including highly anticipated games like Virtua Fighter 3 TB, Sega Rally 2, Sonic Adventure, Blue Stinger, D2, and The King of Fighters, among many others, providing page references for further coverage. Beyond the Dreamcast preview, the page offers practical tips for players. For the dating sim Hatsukoi Monogatari, there's a guide on unlocking different endings and bonus CG images featuring the character Liliana, outlining specific steps to achieve desired results. Fans of Capcom Generation Volume 1 will find a helpful table detailing controller inputs for both players to start the classic shooter 1943, with specific weapons equipped from the beginning. There's also a brief note on Slayer's Royal 2, revealing a hidden effect of Lina Inverse's Slippers attack that can restore Naga's health and magic points. The fan-focused spirit continues with guidelines for submitting expert techniques, Eurotech, for Sega Saturn games, linking this new Dreamcast coverage back to the magazine's ongoing support for the Saturn. This page showcases the highly anticipated arrival of Virtua Fighter 3 TB on the Sega Dreamcast, hailing it as the pinnacle of fighting action. The article highlights the game's revolutionary system, bringing the arcade experience directly to home consoles, powered by Sega's advanced Model 3 technology. It emphasizes the continued evolution of the series, focusing on the TB, Team Battle version, which allows for exciting tag team matches with teams of up to 3 fighters, offering strategic depth and replayability. A major feature discussed is the addition of the fourth button, the escape button, which allows for evasive maneuvers in 3 dimensions, adding a new layer to combat previously unseen in the series. The game boasts a roster of 12 diverse fighters and an impressive variety of 13 stages, each designed to complement the characters and offer unique environmental challenges like uneven terrain and walls, creating complex tactical scenarios. The article confirms the Dreamcast version is being developed to match the arcade quality, with graphical adjustments for home monitors. It also includes a history of the Virtua Fighter series, and, notably, announces the cancellation of the previously planned Sega Saturn version of Virtua Fighter 3, stating the development team focused on delivering the highest quality possible on Dreamcast instead. A small databox provides some details, like the genre, fighting action, target audience, all ages, and the current development status, 80% as of September 24th. This page features the upcoming Sega Rally Championship for the Dreamcast, showcasing Sega's commitment to bringing high-quality arcade experiences home. The article promotes the Dreamcast version as not just a port, but an enhanced game that aims to match or exceed the visual fidelity of the Model 3 arcade hardware while adding significant original content. Developers Ko Matsumoto and Jun Taniguchi discuss the porting process and the wealth of new features being added for the home console. They confirm the game will include many new courses beyond the arcade, featuring diverse environments and dynamic weather effects. The car roster is also being greatly expanded, promising over 100 variations of vehicles. Analog control support is confirmed, crucial for a racing title. While network battle is being considered, the focus is on delivering a robust single-player and local multiplayer experience packed with original tracks and modes designed for home enjoyment. The screenshots provided are noted as being from the arcade version, giving a glimpse of the high graphical standard being targeted. This page details the Dreamcast port of Sega Rally 2, promising arcade-quality graphics, substantial original content, and enhanced features for home play. This page previews 3 upcoming sports titles from Sega for the Dreamcast console. First up is Cho Otagaru Golf, or Super Easy Golf, which aims to be a simple and fun golf experience. A key feature is the My Club system, where clubs have abilities that can be combined with character skills for different playstyles. The game utilizes the analog controller for easy swings and supports the visual memory unit for exchanging club data with other players. Screenshots highlight simple, bright 3D graphics and the game's interface. Next is J-League Pro Soccer Club Wo Tsukuru, the third entry in the J-League Soccer Club Management Simulation series. This iteration focuses on achieving a complete experience, boasting enhanced graphics and expanded data compared to previous games. The developers mention leveraging the Dreamcast's capabilities for better visuals and player representation, aiming for a more detailed and enjoyable management simulation experience, where players build their own club. Finally, the page covers Pro Yaku Team Wo Tsukuru, a baseball team management simulation game. Continuing the series on Dreamcast, this title strengthens the coaching and training elements. It introduces 2-player support and allows managers to intervene and make decisions at preferred moments during games, adding a layer of strategic depth beyond just roster management and training. The visuals show simplified, cartoonish character models and gameplay elements. This page introduces Climax Landers, a new RPG for the Dreamcast, marking the return of the partnership between Sega and Climax, the studio behind the classic Landstalker. After 6 years, the game features full polygon graphics for dungeon exploration and real-time battles. A key feature is the automatically generated dungeons, ensuring a fresh experience each time. Players can also make monsters their allies. The game includes returning characters from previous Climax RPGs, such as those from the Shining series and Dark Savior, appearing alongside new heroes. Screenshots show the 3D environments and battle system. The page also includes an interview with a Climax representative discussing the game's design and its heritage. Visual memory unit support is highlighted. This page delves deeper into Time Stalkers, the Dreamcast RPG from Climax. It highlights the game's unique world, composed of floating pieces from various historical eras that combine in ever-changing ways. Players interact with residents in these diverse locations to gather information and access essential facilities like shops and churches. The page introduces the game's cast, featuring new heroes like Sword, the potentially main character, Rail, a brave lionman warrior, and Marion, an enigmatic artificial human. Crucially, it showcases popular characters returning from previous Climax games, including Lau from Landstalker, a treasure hunter with his signature sword and thieving skills, Marlin from Shining in the Darkness, the Magica Department Elf Princess, and Lady from Shining Force CD, a powerful adventurer. Gameplay systems are touched upon, such as the Monster Farm, where players can recruit dungeon monsters as allies, usable with the visual memory unit. An interview snippet focuses on party composition and specifically highlights Yogurt, the bizarre but popular hidden character from the Shining Force series, who makes an appearance here and is discussed as a fan favorite who adds replayability. The mix of familiar faces and new characters exploring this fragmented reality is a key draw. This page dives deeper into the mechanics of Time Stalkers, the Dreamcast RPG. It prominently features the game's automatic generation system for dungeons, explaining that the layout, enemies, and item placements change every time you enter, offering endless replayability. The dungeons are structured in sectors, which combine to form floors, and the layout can change even within the same floor. The battle system is highlighted as strategic, noting that combat is turn-based, but switches to a real-time action view for dynamic sequences. The party consists of the main character and 2 recruited monsters, with various types of monsters available, including returning characters like Yogurt. Combat is action-oriented, relying on command inputs, and features flashy effects for attacks and magic, making the action scenes engaging. A key feature discussed is the ability to recruit encountered monsters by persuading them, allowing players to build a diverse party. These recruited monsters can be trained and grown using the visual memory unit. An interview segment touches on the game's strategic elements and the variety of monsters available, mentioning that monster types can be recruited and grown. This page unveils Evolution, the highly anticipated first RPG from Sting for the Dreamcast. Published by Especially, known for their work on titles like Baroque, Sting brings a 3D dungeon RPG experience centered around grand adventure. The page features striking artwork of the main characters, a quirky band of adventurers determined to uncover the secrets within ancient ruins. Screenshots depict the game's combat and exploration within these dungeons. The game's themes of prehistoric artifacts, lost technology, and the mysteries hidden within forgotten structures are visually presented through additional artwork and concept sketches. Evolution promises players an exciting journey of exploration and discovery on the Dreamcast platform. This page continues the discussion on Evolution, World of Sacred Device, delving deeper into its technical prowess on the Dreamcast. The left side highlights the game's auto-making dungeons, where the layout changes upon each entry, offering a fresh experience. It showcases real-time battles with a clear U, displaying character statuses for mag and linear, and an action meter showing the turn order. Details are given on how monsters behave in real-time combat and the implementation of traps, including a falling rock trap. The section concludes with a look at the detailed monster designs and a character profile for Mag Launcher, the protagonist. The right side focuses on the game's real-time 3D CG capabilities and dynamic camera work. It demonstrates how viewpoint switching is used effectively during event scenes and conversations, showing characters like Mag, Linear, and Gree interacting from various angles, including overhead and close-ups. The camera smoothly transitions between perspectives to enhance the storytelling. Battle scenes are also shown, highlighting how the camera dynamically follows the action and incorporates visual effects like character attacks, creating a sense of speed and impact. This page effectively showcases Evolution's ambitious use of 3D graphics and camera systems to deliver a dynamic RPG experience. This page continues the deep dive into the world of Evolution, World of Sacred Device for the Dreamcast, showcasing the blend of developing technology and mysterious sci-frame science. The setting is described as a slightly strange adventure play reminiscent of 1930s America. The page details the game's premise, introducing the protagonist Mag Launcher and his quest for hidden treasures in ancient ruins, where he encounters the heroine Linear. It highlights the diverse cast of characters joining the adventure, including the loyal Butler Grenade, the rival Chain Gun who wields a massive sci-frame weapon, and the mysterious adventurer Pepperbox. Visuals on display include concept art of the ancient ruins Mag explores, and the imposing Grand Carry airship, hinting at the game's scale. Battle screenshots demonstrate the dynamic combat, showing Mag and Linear utilizing their unique Psyframe abilities. From Mag's fiery attacks to Linear's surprisingly effective pest spray against insect monsters. It emphasizes the variety of attacks possible with Psyframes and showcases battles against Imperial Army tanks. The character profiles provide a glimpse into the personalities and backgrounds of key party members, reinforcing the game's focus on character interaction and the strange power of Psyframes. The next page dives into the exciting announcement of the King of Fighters coming to the Sega Dreamcast. It highlights that this isn't just a straight port of the currently running KOF 98 arcade game, but a brand new title built upon its foundation, promising new elements and improvements specifically for the Dreamcast hardware. The article emphasizes the series' signature 3-on-3 team battle system and its massive roster of popular SNK characters, which has made it a fan favorite. A key point is the focus on enhancing the visuals and presentation, suggesting higher resolution graphics and potentially even animated cutscenes and character-specific interactions. A section covers the history of the King of Fighters series, tracing its origins from KOF 94 and mentioning key installments and the introduction of iconic characters like Yori Yagami. Screenshots from various past games are shown, leading up to the latest King of Fighters 98. Prominently displayed are artworks of Kyo Kusanagi's main team and Yori Yagami's team, underscoring their central roles. Several gameplay screenshots show dynamic battles, hinting at the graphical upgrades and vibrant stages the Dreamcast version will offer. Although details like the release date are still undecided, this page serves as the first major reveal for Spink's flagship fighting series on the new console. This page details Ubisoft's exciting move into the Japanese market, specifically targeting the Sega Dreamcast. The French gaming powerhouse is making a significant push, announcing two key titles for the console. First up is Speed Busters, known internationally as Speed Devil or Speed Busters, American Highways. This racing title focuses on high speed and car customization, featuring classic cars and dynamic tracks with diverse environments like Hollywood and the Nevada desert, complete with obstacles and shortcuts. It's planned for a January 1999 release. The second title is Rayman 2, the highly anticipated 3D action platformer. The article highlights Rayman's unique abilities and the varied actions he can perform, from running and climbing to swimming and flying, as he takes on enemies in a vibrant 3D world. This sequel is slated for a spring 1999 release. The feature also includes insights from Ubisoft executives. Patrick Pligersdorfer, head of Japanese development, discusses the importance of tailoring their games to Japanese tastes and establishing local development efforts. CEO Yves Guillemot emphasizes Ubisoft's global success and their commitment to bringing high-quality titles, including RPGs, to the Dreamcast, seeing it as a promising platform. Screenshots showcase the graphical capabilities of the Dreamcast, for both the intense racing action of Speed Busters and the whimsical 3D world of Rayman 2. This page dives deep into the highly anticipated Sonic adventure for the Sega Dreamcast, highlighting its status as a popular title on the new console. The feature focuses on 3 playable characters and 3 distinct stages, offering a preview of what players can expect. A small data box provides essential game information, noting it as a 3D action title. The article centers specifically on Sonic's perspective and the vibrant Speed Highway stage. It emphasizes the stage's diverse design and exciting gameplay elements, stating that it fully utilizes Sonic's characteristics. Key points are detailed, starting with the impressive 3D course layout. Unlike typical linear paths, Speed Highway features dynamic twists, turns, and even loops, offering a thrilling roller coaster-like experience that showcases the Dreamcast's capabilities. Next, the article touches on the numerous unexpected gimmicks within the stage. Players encounter unique actions like sliding down the side of buildings and navigating 4 scrolling sections at breakneck speeds, alongside standard platforming challenges like avoiding obstacles and collecting rings. Finally, the feature discusses the combat system, noting that the transition to 3D maintains simple controls while providing the satisfying feeling of continuously defeating enemies, thanks in part to the effective homing attack. Screenshots across the page vividly illustrate these features, showing off the detailed cityscape, dynamic course sections, and Sonic engaging with enemies. This page moves on to cover more of Sonic Adventure, focusing on 2 other playable characters, Knuckles the Echidna and Miles Tails Prower. The feature highlights Knuckles' distinct gameplay in the Red Mountain stage. Unlike Sonic, Knuckles' objective is to search for pieces of the Master Emerald hidden throughout the level. To do this, he utilizes his unique abilities, specifically gliding and digging. The article notes that the location of these emerald shards changes with each playthrough, adding replayability. Screenshots show Knuckles gliding through the air and digging into the ground. The stage also features various enemies and level design elements tailored to his moveset. Next, the focus shifts to Tails' stage, Ice Cap, which centers around a thrilling snowboarding race against Sonic. The primary goal is to beat Sonic to the finish line, creating a tense, competitive dynamic. The stage includes hazards like an avalanche and encourages players to perform tricks while snowboarding to gain speed and stay ahead. Visuals depict Tails racing down snowy slopes and executing aerial tricks. Finally, a small section mentions that these stages, along with Speed Highway, were playable demos at the Tokyo Game Show, allowing attendees to experience the game firsthand on the Dreamcast. This page provides a follow-up report on the upcoming Dreamcast title, Blue Stinger, set on the mysterious Dinosaur Island. It aims to give readers a sense of the game's atmosphere by showcasing the latest screenshots and details. The feature introduces more of the terrifying creatures players will face, revealing that many are grotesque, mutated beings, potentially once human, referred to as human deimocytes. The article emphasizes that these enemies can attack at any time and place, highlighting the constant threat. Screenshots demonstrate combat against these foes in various locations, from city streets to rocky terrain and indoor facilities like the Brain Center and Lab Tower. The page also focuses on one of the other protagonists, Dogs Bauer. Like the previously featured character Elliot, Dogs will explore the island and engage in combat. The article mentions Dogs' preferred weapon is a railgun, but also highlights a key gameplay mechanic, the ability to fight even when unarmed. If players run out of ammo, they can switch to melee combat, executing punch and kick combinations by repeatedly pressing the attack button. The varying combat styles and diverse enemy types suggest a dynamic and challenging adventure awaiting players. The screenshots often include the game's status display showing health, ammo, and other relevant information. This page continues the deep dive into Blue Stinger for Dreamcast, focusing on the game's presentation and world. It highlights the cinematic approach, where tense moments like security bypasses, elevator drops, and helicopter crashes unfold seamlessly using real-time polygons, including a dramatic explosion sequence compared to Die Hard. The article praises the character performance, noting the fluid, natural animations, and detailed facial expressions, with dozens of action patterns for characters like Elliot and Dogs, emphasizing Dogs' charming reactions. Gameplay elements like automatically climbing ladders and objects when using the action button are shown, along with a hint to pay attention to drums. The page then offers a tour of Dinosaur Island's diverse locations, described as a former human settlement and military research facility now overrun by creatures. We get glimpses of areas like a fishing spot, arcade featuring games potentially like Virtua Fighter, a stylish bar named Bar Rats, a cheap weapon shop, a toy store popular with the characters, a kitchen with questionable food preparation, and a mysterious operation room with complex machinery. The variety of environments suggests a sprawling and engaging world to explore. This page is dedicated to Sega's upcoming giant monster action game, Godzilla Generations. The focus is squarely on the thrill of controlling iconic kaiju and laying waste to cities. The article highlights the playable monsters, including the classic Godzilla, the formidable Mechagodzilla with its array of weaponry, and even the unique design of the 1998 American Godzilla, described as a giant monster attacking skyscrapers. Screenshots showcase the game's 3D graphics, depicting the monsters towering over detailed city environments and unleashing devastating attacks like Mechagodzilla's space beam. A major draw is the promise of recreating famous scenes from the Godzilla movies, allowing players to demolish familiar landmarks like the Tokyo Metropolitan Government Building and the Tokyo Tower. The article emphasizes the destructive power and unique characteristics of each playable monster, promising chaotic fun as you rampage through the city. This looks like pure kaiju-fueled destruction. This page features a prominent interview with Kenji Ino, the creative force behind the D series. The focus is on the development of D2, revealing significant changes and a major-scale UP for the project. Ino discusses the decision to enhance the game's content and scope, leading to a much larger scenario. The article also touches on the choice of hardware for D2, mentioning the Sega Dreamcast and the benefits it brought. Intriguingly, the headline suggests that the character Laura Harris, protagonist of D and D2, will see her story conclude here, and Ino himself hints at this project being his last in some capacity. The page includes a large D2 logo, a portrait of Ino, and screenshots showcasing character models from the series, including Laura from the original D and characters from D2. It highlights the evolution and ambitious nature of D2's development. The next page continues the interview with Kenji Ino regarding D2. He expresses strong confidence in the game's development, noting it's becoming incredibly fun. Ino discusses implementing new systems, including a shooting battle system, and a vast number of event scenes, over 100. He mentions the game will span 3 discs and touches on the slightly delayed release. The interview also reiterates that D2 marks the conclusion for the character Laura Harris and his work. A side panel announces a prize campaign where readers can win Kenji Ino and D2 related items, such as signed goods and production materials, by lottery. This page delves into the upcoming Dreamcast adventure game, July, focusing on the user-friendly systems designed to make its heavy world accessible. It highlights a 2-tiered movement system with a broad overall map and detailed dungeon maps for interiors. The article shows how the story unfolds through crucial event scenes and transitions between conversations and solo character moments, with hints integrated into dialogue. A key feature is the Global System, a comprehensive database allowing players to review information on every character they meet, helping keep track of the extensive cast. Decision-making is crucial, presenting players with choices based on gathered information, which can impact the narrative direction. To help players follow the complex plot, the game includes a chapter system, providing digests of past events. July aims to be a comfortable adventure experience on the Dreamcast, balancing its deep scenario with accessible gameplay mechanics. This page introduces the Sega Saturn adventure game, Kita-e White Illumination, which invites players on a journey of love and encounters set in Hokkaido. As a high school boy on summer vacation, you travel across the vast landscapes of Hokkaido, meeting various girls. The core of the game lies in its travel communication system, which focuses on engaging in conversations to deepen relationships. The dialogue system allows players to influence the flow by strategically interrupting or pausing conversations to change topics, gather more information, or choose different responses. Successfully communicating and getting along with the girls is key, potentially leading to dates and unlocking new locations to visit. The game blends illustrations of the charming cast with real-world photos of Hokkaido, creating an immersive experience of travel and romance. This page continues the coverage of Kita-e White Illumination, giving us a deeper look into its production. A major point highlighted is the extensive use of real Hokkaido locations for the game's backgrounds. Detailed research and filming were carried out across various areas, from cities like Sapporo and Otaru to natural beauty spots like Furano's lavender fields and on Geneto Lake, capturing the distinct charm of each region. The visuals beautifully blend these live-action photographs with the game's character illustrations, creating an immersive sense of actually being in Hokkaido. The page also takes us behind the scenes of the voice recording studio, featuring interviews with cast members like Asi Maeda and Chisa Yokoyama. This section delves into their experiences voicing their characters and provides details about a related radio program, also titled Kita-e White Illumination, which offers additional content for fans. The focus on authentic locations and dedicated voice work shows the developer's commitment to bringing the world of Hokkaido and its characters to life for the player. Seventh Cross, a simulation RPG, allows players to evolve creatures by adapting their body parts. Arms evolve into blade, metal, or elemental types for combat, tailored to different opponents. Legs adapt to various terrains, from flat ground to swamps and even lava, influencing movement and survival. Players customize creature appearance via Drana sheet parameters, demonstrating the importance of adaptation for success in the game. This page dives deep into the hardware of the Dreamcast console, revealing new details about its capabilities and features. It confirms the console's release date, slightly delayed to November 27th. A major point highlighted is the use of GEDROM discs instead of standard CDs, offering a much larger 1 GB capacity compared to CD-ROM's 540 MB, and employing a faster CAV method for data access. The article covers the removable modem, stating a stable 3.6 kilobits per second speed, with the possibility of exchangeable future modems. It also touches upon the planned support for various peripherals, like keyboards, mice, and cameras. The console's packaging contents are listed, including the console, controller, standard AV cable, and power cord. Photos showcase the white console itself, its ports, the removable modem, and the controller with its visual memory unit slot. Technical specifications are detailed, highlighting the ESH4 CPU and PowerVR2 graphics chip, capable of rendering 3 million polygons per second with advanced effects. Memory is significant at 26 MB total, much more than Saturn, with 8 MB specifically for video memory. Sound capabilities are also improved, offering 64 sound sources with ADPCM support. The article provides a detailed look at the console's physical design and the functionality of the controller, emphasizing the analog input and the innovative VMU slot. It's clear the article aims to reassure potential buyers with concrete hardware information. This page unveils Sega's groundbreaking new arcade hardware, the Naomi board, hailed as the eve of revolution for the industry. The core idea is a low-cost, high-performance, and highly versatile platform designed to become an industry standard. Built on the same architecture as the upcoming Dreamcast, Naomi allows for incredibly efficient development and seamless potential ports between arcade and home, promising high-quality experiences on both platforms. The article emphasizes the graphical power and ease of use for developers. It also highlights the innovative integration of the Dreamcast's visual memory unit, VMU, suggesting arcade games will interact with the home console via data transfer. Screenshots showcase the impressive visuals, including scenes from The House of the Dead 2, which is announced as a major Naomi title. The page also lists the initial 10 development partners who have signed on to support the Naomi platform. This page continues the dive into Sega's impressive Naomi arcade board, featuring interviews with various developers who are adopting the new hardware. Companies like Capcom, Tecmo, and others share their initial impressions, universally praising Naomi's high performance, versatility for both 2D and 3D games, and ease of development compared to previous platforms. They highlight the potential for creating visually stunning and innovative gameplay experiences. Showcased games include Blood Bullet, a side story in the House of the Dead series. But unlike the rail shooters, this is an action game allowing players free movement and door interaction, featuring characters like Rikia, stick bridling, and Linda Rada tackling hordes of the undead. Also previewed is Dynamite Baseball 98, which you'd recognize as the World Series baseball series in the West. This installment uses Naomi's power to render realistic player models and stadiums, bringing the sport to life in the arcade. The page also points out the innovative use of the Dreamcast's visual memory unit, VMU, with the baseball game, allowing players to save progress after a game over and even potentially edit players and teams via their home console connection for things like an all-star game. This page dives into the highly anticipated arcade beat-em-up Spike Out, developed by Amway. The game boasts a stunning 3D environment, supporting up to 4 players simultaneously for chaotic co-op action. The page showcases the main cast, featuring muscular heroes and a female fighter, alongside various screenshots highlighting the intense combat. It touches on the core gameplay loop, explaining the button system for basic attacks, charge attacks, and devastating combos, emphasizing the satisfaction of clearing out hordes of enemies. A unique feature highlighted is the branching path system. After defeating area bosses, players can choose different routes through the city, leading to varied level layouts and boss encounters across areas like a gasoline stand, construction site, and underground waterways, encouraging multiple playthroughs. The game also features in-game fashion inspired by real streetwear brands, adding a touch of authenticity to the character designs. The page also mentions the upcoming soundtrack CD release for the game's music. Overall, the tone suggests Spike Out is a must-play arcade experience, especially with friends. This page covers the recent AM show held in Tokyo, giving a guide to the highlights and trends observed. The overall vibe was dominated by rhythm and dance games, with hits like Beatmania 2DX and Dance Dance Revolution drawing huge crowds. The show also featured a noticeable presence of games with zombie or horror themes. Other significant arcade titles making an appearance included shooters like Gradius IV, Resurrection, and Techromancer, though fighting games seemed to be settling down. Sega's booth was buzzing, showcasing popular titles like Star Wars Trilogy Arcade and featuring various events including tournaments, live performances by DJs and artists like Toshihiro Nagoshi, and the debut of the official dance team for Spike Out, Crib. The page also features a detailed look at the hidden 12th machine in Virtual On, Oratorio Tangram, the mysterious CVT-001 a gym. This unit is not only the strongest AI opponent but also a playable character under specific conditions. Described as incredibly powerful with high attack and movement stats, a gym can be unlocked for player use by selecting Random Select and pressing both turbo buttons simultaneously, provided certain internal timer conditions have been met since the game's release. While formidable, the article suggests a gym is a challenging machine to master. This page continues the detailed breakdown of the Hidden Virtual On Unit, CVT-001 AGIM, providing extensive lists of its attacks across various states like standing, dashing, and jumping, categorized by left, center, and right weapons. It also covers special techniques, including deploying warp gates for tactical movement and status changes that affect attack power and mobility. Notably, AGIM possesses a unique self-destruct special move, a powerful but risky option covering a wide area. The rest of the page is dedicated to reader feedback and engagement, featuring comments and illustrations from readers across Japan. The magazine acknowledges the upcoming shift towards Dreamcast coverage, but assures readers that the current focus will continue for now. The page also includes rankings of the magazine's articles based on reader votes, highlighting popular topics like Black Matrix, Pia Carrot, Sonic Adventure, and Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter. Finally, a list of winners from the postcard lottery is presented, showcasing the prizes awarded. This page features a reader survey offering prizes to those who participate. The survey aims to gather feedback on which articles in the current issue were read and enjoyed, games played, hardware owned, desired software, and overall magazine preferences. Readers are asked to refer to various tables listing the issue's articles, other magazines, hardware, previously played games, and upcoming game releases to answer the questions. The main draw is the prize giveaway, with copies of Sega Saturn and Dreamcast games offered. Saturn titles include the excellent fighting crossover Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, the popular Shooter Strikers 1945-2, the simulation title Densha de Go X, and the adventure games She's Friend Season Tilde and Parcel Churu S. For Dreamcast, the intriguing horror adventure Seventh Cross is listed. The page also provides detailed instructions on how to fill out the survey postcard correctly to ensure it can be read by the computer system. Table 5 specifically previews a large list of upcoming Sega Saturn and Dreamcast games, giving readers a look at what's on the horizon. Ranking Street's September 1998 issue details Sega Saturn and Dreamcast software sales and popularity. The Saturn sales ranking shows surprisingly high weekly sales for some games, but overall low usage and shrinking market. Reader popularity rankings for both platforms highlight current fan favorites and highly anticipated Dreamcast games. The port request section lists fan desires for specific titles to be ported to either system, showcasing demand for arcade and other console games. This page presents the Ranking Street Game Performance Chart, highlighting reader rankings and game criticisms for Sega Saturn titles. The main table lists games ranked by reader points, along with release details. Following this, the page focuses on the top-ranked games, offering reader reviews categorized as Sweet Whispers, positive, and Spicy Murmurs, negative, alongside a brief message from the developers. Topping the list is Astral Superstars, a fighting game that garners varied reader opinions, touching on its system complexities and character execution. Back and Loader at number 2, and Ojo-sama Express. Valharion at number 3 also received detailed reader feedback, with comments on simulation elements and scenario design respectively, accompanied by insights from their creators. Philiberdown. Games like Guardian Force and Beach to Reach have readers weighing in on their combat systems and visuals, with developers adding context to their design choices. The page serves as a direct channel for reader feedback on recent Saturn releases. This page kicks off a guide for Martian successor Nadesico, the blank of 3 years on Sega Saturn, focusing on the first disc scenarios. The headline news is the exciting discovery of a hidden scenario. Dubbed The Secret of Geekygan City, this special route unexpectedly features characters from the fictional Geeky Gangar 3 show, like Sephiroth, Nanako, and Aquamarine. Screenshots show these beloved characters appearing in the game's adventure segments, alongside Akito, promising a passionate, Geekygan-fueled experience for players to uncover. Further down, the page continues the reader rankings from the previous issue. Image Fight, and X-Multiply Arcade Gears, a challenging compilation of classic shoot-'em-ups, is featured at number 7, with readers sharing their thoughts and developers responding. At number 8 is Lupin 2, The Sage of the Pyramid, where players discuss their impressions of the adventure game's puzzles and style, followed by comments from the development team. The page concludes with a call for readers to submit their reviews for a list of upcoming Saturn titles. The next page is a reader response postcard and survey from Saturn Fan Magazine issue 19. It serves as a mechanism for readers to submit feedback, apply for presents, and participate in game evaluations. The postcard includes sections for personal information like address, name, and phone number, along with a dedicated area for readers to evaluate games they have played from a list provided on page 115. This ties directly into the call for reader reviews mentioned on the previous page. There is also a section for readers to indicate which present they would like to receive from the issue's giveaway. It's a standard feedback and contest entry form for the magazine. This page delves into the mechanics of the Sega Saturn game, Mobile Battleship Nadesico, The Blank of 3 Years, focusing on how player choices influence the narrative and character development. It explains that the game's prologue serves as a crucial setup for understanding its systems and the subsequent branching scenarios. A core element discussed is the personality matrix system, which tracks character traits based on player decisions, directly impacting which of the game's 4 main scenarios the player will eventually enter. The article highlights how different choices, even seemingly minor ones, can shift a character's personality points and ultimately alter the storyline. Specific points of interest are detailed, such as choices leading to seeing character Ruri Hoshino in different cosplay outfits, like a frog or cat, and the comedic potential outcomes related to Akito Tenkawa's ramen stand, including a possible explosion. The page serves as a helpful guide for players to navigate the game's complex decision-making structure and understand how to unlock different story paths. This article analyzes Mobile Battleship Nadesico, The Blank of 3 Years, highlighting how player choices shape the game's branching scenarios and character relationships. After the prologue, several paths emerge. Scenario 2, The Heritage of the Void, focuses on Martian ruins and character bonding opportunities. Scenario 3, Memories Beyond Time, involves choosing a partner to influence story and character interactions. Scenario 4, The Distant Star You Aim For, centers on Megumi Reynard's idol career, with impactful choices about her activities and relationships. The game's replayability stems from the intricate web of decisions impacting the narrative, character development, and unlocked graphics, ultimately determining the ending. This page features a comprehensive strategy guide for Shining Force 2, Scenario 3, specifically focusing on battles from Chapter 2 through Chapter 4, offering detailed maps and tactics. It covers battles 7 through 10, providing tips on enemy placement, boss encounters, and how to acquire items hidden within destructible environment objects. The guide highlights the importance of strategic positioning on the battlefield, especially in areas like the Border Fortress, Battle 8, where dealing with turrets is crucial, or the Golem attack, Battle 9, which requires protecting key characters. Battle 7 focuses on recruiting Leon, explaining how to achieve this by keeping him alive and talking to him. The guide emphasizes the importance of understanding the map layout and enemy movements for successful progression through these challenging early to mid-game scenarios. This page continues the comprehensive strategy guide for Shining Force 2 Scenario 3, covering battles from Chapter 2 through Chapter 4. It delves into the complex synchronicity system, showing how choices made in previous scenarios impact the current battles. Battle 11, A General Living for Love, highlights how Stella's fate from Scenario 2 alters enemy placement and the boss. If she is saved, Battle 11 occurs instead, where Julian can even recruit Profond. Battle 12, Pursuit, also features a synchronicity based on whether Equiel became an ally in Scenario 2, changing the boss structure. The guide advises defeating all non-boss enemies before heading to the ruins. Battle 13, Father and Son, presents a tricky fight against Kudan and Yasha, with the added hazard of crumbling floors on the map. Battle 14 is designated to the Expeditionary Force North and is presented as an ideal spot for leveling up due to numerous monster enemies, emphasizing dealing with high HP/defense foes like Bagbear and Gigant Ant. Finally, Battle 15, by the 10,000-mile river, explains how a synchronicity from Scenario 1 allows Spirited to join Julian's force, significantly bolstering the team. The guide provides maps and enemy layouts for each stage, essential for navigating these challenging encounters. This page features a special interview with Tatsuya Minami, the development producer of the Ghosts on Goblins series. He shares insights and memories from the development of the notoriously difficult original Ghosts and Goblins and its sequel, Ghouls and Ghosts. The interview delves into the challenges and dedication required to create these iconic action games. The feature also provides helpful strategy tips for players, including how to effectively deal with the persistent Red Aremer, and advice on utilizing Arthur's valuable golden armor. Screenshots from both games are shown, featuring Arthur battling various enemies like zombies, Cyclops, and the Red Reamer, alongside key game information like the release details for the first game. This page continues the deep dive into the Ghosts, Mungoblin series, with more from the interview with producer Tatsuya Minami. He talks about the grueling development of Super Ghouls, Kin Ghosts, highlighting how dedicated the team was, essentially living at the office for a year and a half. Minami explains that the world design was inspired by a toy box, aiming for a unique, slightly unsettling yet charming atmosphere. He emphasizes that the focus was always on solid game design and gameplay mechanics, rather than just relying on graphics, a philosophy that Capcom games of that era embodied. The interview also touches on future considerations for classic titles. Alongside the interview, the page provides valuable strategy tips for players. There are specific sections offering tactics for ghouls and ghosts, such as an unorthodox method for quickly defeating the Cyclops boss. For Super Ghouls and Ghosts, there are helpful guides on achieving rapid fire with weapons, using magic effectively to bypass obstacles, and reliably obtaining desired weapons by manipulating enemy drops. Screenshots illustrate these strategies, showing Arthur in action against various foes and demonstrating techniques. This page dives into the detailed world of Densha de Go X, the acclaimed train driving simulator ported faithfully from the arcade. It captures the essence of being a real train driver, focusing on precise judgment and speed control to follow the strict railway timetables, or DIA as they're known. You'll be constantly managing the train's accelerator, the mask-on, and the brake to start smoothly, maintain speed, and, most critically, stop perfectly at each station within inches of the designated mark for maximum points. The Saturn version includes new modes, like the time limit free mode, and the challenging snow mode, where braking becomes significantly harder. You get to drive on 4 distinct routes: the beginner-friendly Sanhin Main Line with navigation help, and the more advanced Keihin Tohoku, Tokaido, and iconic Yamanote lines. The page shows how you need to constantly monitor your speed and react to signals and speed limit signs along the way. For the truly dedicated player, a special mask-on controller, mimicking the real train controls, was released alongside the game to enhance the immersive experience. There's even a bonus minigame if you manage a flawless run. This page features 2 distinct game genres. The first is the second installment of the Backgainer simulation series, titled The Battlefield of Betrayal. This turn-based strategy game puts you in command of special forces units and powerful mechs called gainers, which can transform for enhanced combat capabilities. The page highlights the strategic battle system and mentions features catering to players less familiar with simulations, like auto-battle options. It also includes a digest version of the first game for newcomers. The second main focus is on 2 adventure games based on works by the manga artist Yujin, Sakura Tsushin, and Prep School Story. Camellia is in the season of love and entrance exams. These are described as multi-story adventure games, with branching narratives driven by player choices, leading to multiple endings. Both titles feature integrated video cutscenes for key story moments and opening sequences, along with full voice acting for characters. Sakura Tsushin is specifically noted as an adult-oriented title recommended for players 18 and over, featuring some explicit scenes. This page showcases a data collection and strategy guide for the game Mobile Suit Gundam: Giran's Ambition, released to enhance the player's experience. The guide features various data sets, essentially offering different starting points and scenarios within the game, allowing players to jump into specific historical battles of the One-Year War, or explore unique what-if situations with special units or challenging conditions. The data covers a range of pivotal moments like the final battle at Abao Quo, the defense of Odessa, the retreat from Jaburo, and the capture of Solomon, often placing you in command of either the Earth Federation forces or the Principality of Zeon. Difficulty levels range from beginner-friendly starting points with powerful units like the RX-782 Gundam or mobile suits piloted by ace pilots such as Char Aznavour, to extremely challenging scenarios designed for expert players, featuring difficult starting conditions or overwhelming enemy forces. Beyond the game data, the guide includes supplementary content like a gallery of animation cutscenes, a collection of production storyboards offering insight into the game's creation, and a terminology guide to help fans understand the extensive jargon of the Gundam universe. It's designed as a comprehensive companion for anyone looking to dive deep into the strategic layers of Giran's Ambition. This page dives into the intense, vertical scrolling shooter, Strikers 1945. It's a faithful port bringing the arcade action home. Set against the backdrop of World War II, the game features all 8 stages from the arcade, with the order of the latter half randomized to keep you on your toes. You get to choose from 6 iconic aircraft right from the start, including fan favorites like the Pi-38 Lightning, F-5U Flying Pancake, and the Shinden. Each plane has its own unique feel and attack style. The game offers 3 distinct play modes, 2 adjusted versions with different scrolling behaviors, and a pixel-perfect arcade mode, plus a bonus Fighters Index to check out the history of the planes. The attack system has been refined, offering multi-level shot power-ups and a devastating charge shot mechanic that's crucial for taking down the massive bosses. The page highlights several stages with screenshots, showing off the airborne sky stage with its transformation boss Shiranui, the urban combat of the city stage featuring the Iron Casket, the naval warfare on the sea stage against the Graf Zeppelin, and the rail-mounted assault on the mountain stage by the Goliath. Clearing the game once isn't the end. The page teases the challenging second loop, promising faster bullets and tougher boss patterns for those seeking the true ending. Strikers 1945 looks like a solid shooter, packed with content for arcade fans. This page features Magical Night Dreams Cotton Boomerang, the latest entry in the Cotton series hitting the Saturn. It's a chaotic, horizontal scrolling shooter where Cotton and Apply team up for frantic battles. The core gameplay revolves around 3 actions: Shot, the standard projectile attack; Punch, a new addition for close-range combat; and Change, for swapping between characters in your team. The game introduces a team system where you select from a roster, including different versions of Cotton and Apply, plus other characters like Silk and Needle, each with unique movement speed, power, and shot properties. You can form teams of up to 3 characters. Key mechanics highlighted include powered-up shots like the Tornado Shot and Charge Shot, Magic, the new Punch, which can neutralize bullets and defeat enemies up close, and a deep Renpatsu chain system, where you score big by hitting enemies and juggling them. Items like Change, Crystal, Shot Level Up, and Barrier are crucial for survival and powering up. The game also features a gallery mode for visual appreciation of character art and demos. You'll traverse 7 distinct stages battling mid-bosses and large bosses, with challenging level design including volcanic landscapes and flying fortresses. The game promises high-score chasing and intense action with its deep combat system. This page introduces Falcom Classics 2 on the Sega Saturn, bringing more beloved PC classics to the console. This collection features 2 renowned titles, YS2 and Taiyu no Shinden Azteca 2, known internationally as Azteca 2, Templo del Sol. YS2 is highlighted as the direct sequel to the first YS, promising the conclusion to Adal's adventure and a compelling narrative. Azteca 2 is described as a mystery adventure game, utilizing an icon system and beautiful CG visuals. The Saturn port boasts enhancements tailored for the console's capabilities, including newly arranged graphics and background music. Notably, YS2 includes voice acting during its opening, ending, and key event scenes, adding to the immersion. Released in late 1998, the game was available in both a standard edition and a premium limited edition, offering bonuses like a music CD and digital image files. There was also a special promotion giving fans a chance to win original phone cards featuring YS characters. The page also briefly mentions that the first Falcom Classics is already available. The main artwork features familiar characters from the YS series, set against a scenic landscape, emphasizing the grand scale of the included adventures. This page is a vibrant advertisement for the latest edition of Dai Gihayashi, a comprehensive guidebook for video games. The headline proudly proclaims the release of the 98 Autumn Edition, covering all consoles and all games, promising the most up-to-date and incredibly detailed information. The new 98 Autumn Edition boasts a massive 1348 pages, packed with a catalog of 7,797 game titles. It's been fully revised, with particular emphasis on game data sections that quickly reveal invincible techniques, hidden select methods, and other valuable tricks. A robust index allows users to easily find games by genre or specific techniques. The page also showcases the history of the Daigi Hayashi series, displaying covers of previous editions from 95, 96, and 97, illustrating its longevity and evolution as a trusted resource for gamers. The 98 edition covers a wide array of platforms from the era, including consoles like PlayStation, Saturn, Nintendo 64, and many others. Published by Tokuma Shuten, an intermedia company, this guide is presented as the ultimate reference for anyone wanting to delve deep into the world of gaming techniques. This page features a collection of reviews for recent and upcoming Saturn releases, presented as a helpful guide for those looking to purchase new software. The highlighted title is, Welcome to Pia Carrot 2, praised for its beautiful 2D graphics. The reviewers assess how the game fares beyond its visuals, touching on aspects like the story development and overall play experience. Other games reviewed include Let's Go by Train X, where the focus is on the operational feel being well suited for the Saturn, even if the visuals aren't the absolute highlight compared to arcade. Backgainer, which is described as having a jumbled scenario but is seen as a solid minor evolution, and Sol Divide, an action game blending dungeon exploration and arena combat, noted for its depth despite the repetitive structure, and praised for its well-arranged action and card system. Each review includes comments on the game's positive and negative points, along with scores from multiple reviewers. The page also introduces the reviewers and outlines the criteria for the games being featured. This page covers several topics, including game previews and a large section dedicated to Sega Saturn and Dreamcast news, specifically highlighting the Tokyo Game Show 98 autumn event. First up is a preview for Cotton Boomerang, noted as a minor change from Cotton 2, but with expanded selection and intense action, receiving scores from various reviewers. There's also a look at Capcom Generation Volume 3, focusing on classic Capcom arcade titles bundled together, with reviewers discussing the nostalgic appeal and the value of the collection. A section titled Reviewers Roundtable offers brief, varied impressions from the magazine staff. The main feature is the News Wave, providing the latest information for Sega Saturn and Dreamcast users. It heavily promotes the Tokyo Game Show 98 autumn event, detailing its date, October 10th-11th, location, Makuhari Messe Chiba, entry fee, 1,200 yen for adults, free for children, and emphasizing the focus on Dreamcast software. The page includes extensive lists of exhibiting companies, titles being showcased, and event schedules for stages and merchandise booths, indicating the broad scope of Sega's presence at the show. The next page dives into a mix of news and reports from the gaming world. We see coverage of a special Halloween event at Joyopolis arcades across Japan, offering unique, seasonal fun. There's a big announcement about the Neo Geo Pocket handheld console, detailing its upcoming release date, price, and the variety of colors available at launch. A selection of the initial game lineup, including genres and prices, is also listed. Reports feature prominently, including a look at a Sega Saturn festival focused on Shining Force 2i, featuring special guests, the Takahashi brothers. Another report covers the ECTS 98 event in London, highlighting the international scene with a focus on PC and emerging console games, particularly the Dreamcast presence. The page also touches on merchandise, noting the expansion of Konami's goods stores and the release of trading cards for Zoku Hatsukoi Monogatari, featuring character art. Finally, there are interesting topics, like the upcoming Sagata Sanshiro Shinken Yugi, a game based on the iconic Sega commercials, and the conclusion of the popular Sega CM series, starring Yuji Yukawa, tying into the Dreamcast launch. A giveaway section is also featured, offering prizes like a Virus DVD and Cotton Boomerang merchandise. This page is a breaking news report about the Sega Dreamcast launch, focusing on the official announcement of participating software manufacturers. It reveals that a total of 49 companies are confirmed to be developing for the system. The content highlights that software manufacturers are actively preparing for the DC's release, with new titles continuously being revealed. There are tables listing all the participating companies, distinguishing between those who have announced specific titles and those who have not yet detailed their projects. While the full list is extensive, it signifies a strong industry backing for the new console. The page also features direct interviews with key developers. Capcom discusses their plans, mentioning popular series like Resident Evil and Street Fighter 2 as potential candidates, and highlighting arcade hits like Power Stone shown in a screenshot, suggesting a focus on their established franchises and fighting/action genres. Konami shares their perspective, emphasizing the importance of user demand and hinting at their strategy for bringing their titles to the DC, referencing their experience with successful arcade ports like Beatmania, also pictured. Overall, the report conveys the excitement and anticipation surrounding the Dreamcast launch, showcasing the wide range of developers on board and offering glimpses into some of the highly anticipated games in development. It reflects the industry gearing up for the next generation of console gaming. Numerous developers are preparing diverse Dreamcast games. Atlus, Chris, and SEGA are planning original titles, including simulation and racing games. Shuei and Video System are focusing on network-enabled RPGs and racing, respectively. Japan Corporation will create a Crimson Angels simulation game, and Bandai is bringing a Gundam game. Pink Kids plans anime adaptations. Kadokawa discusses the possibility of Lunar Enslayers. Culture Brain's Flying Dragon and Taito's Psychic Force and Densha de Go are also confirmed. Other developers are creating sports and shooter titles. The varied lineup suggests strong genre support and potential for both ports and original content. This page navigates through various upcoming Saturn software releases, showcasing a diverse lineup covering classic arcade action, simulation, and adventure genres. Capcom is bringing arcade history to the Saturn, with collections featuring titles like the Western-themed shooter Gunsmoke and the classic military run-and-gun Commando. Konami is porting their popular 64 title, The Legend of the Mystical Ninja, known for its unique blend of action and exploration. For those seeking strategic combat, Device Reign offers a science-fiction simulation game featuring futuristic weapons and tactical battles. The popular dating simulation series is represented with Tokimeki Memorial Drama Series Volume 3, focusing on character interactions and story. Capcom's fighting game legacy is also highlighted with a collection including the original Street Fighter and the influential Street Fighter II Champion Edition. Fans of simulation can look forward to Winning Post 3, a detailed horse racing management game. Finally, the Roommate series continues with Roommate W Futari, a dating simulation title that incorporates real-time elements based on the console's internal clock. The page features vibrant character art and screenshots giving a glimpse into the gameplay and visual styles of these varied titles. This page features a comprehensive release calendar for upcoming Sega Saturn and Dreamcast software. At the top, a large banner declares that with this calendar, release dates are instantly clear. The page then dives into previews and the calendar itself. On the left, a preview showcases a coupling of Genesis masterpieces coming to Saturn. I Love Mickey Mouse / Mystery of the Castle, and I Love Donald Duck / Gruja King's Treasure. Screenshots highlight the classic 2D platforming action for both titles, showing familiar Disney characters tackling obstacles and enemies. Further down the left, Sankyo Fever Simulation S Volume 3 is previewed, offering a simulation of popular pachinko machines. The right side features Yoshimoto Mahjong Club, a mahjong game featuring popular Japanese comedians. It shows game screens and portraits of the featured talent. The core of the page is the multi-column calendar listing games, expected release dates, publishers, and prices for both Sega Saturn, covering October and November, and Dreamcast, covering various future dates. This table provides a quick reference for anticipating new titles across both platforms. A small note at the bottom explains the color coding for titles, indicating initial releases and titles that have had name changes. This page features an exciting announcement for the next issue of Saturn Fan, teasing a massive feature on the Ultimate Dreamcast lineup coming in just 3 weeks. On the left, there's also a fun poll asking readers which character from the anime Nadeshiko should be featured in the next issue, showing illustrations of Eureka, Ruri, and Megumi. The main focus on the right is the long-awaited arrival of Densha de Go, the popular train-driving simulation game, on the Sega Saturn as Densha de Go. Excellent. This version brings the arcade experience home, including famous Japanese lines like the Yamanote line, but also adds exclusive content, such as original Snow Mountain and Snow Tokaido line routes, for a unique challenge. The game supports a dedicated Densha de Go controller for an authentic feel, and is compatible with the Dynavisor head-mounted display for immersive gameplay. The game was priced at 5,800 yen upon release, with the controller also available separately. The page concludes with an advert for the Tokyo Game Show 98 Autumn event. This page unveils the Sega Saturn title, Neon Genesis Evangelion, Janglion Fun Friends. Get ready for a unique mahjong experience starring the cast of Evangelion, including fan favorites like Asuka Langley Soryu, Shinji Ikari, Rei Ayanami, and Misato Katsuragi, all featured in vibrant character art and in-game screenshots. The game blends mahjong gameplay with adventure elements, offering multiple story modes centered around different characters, as well as free match options for 2 or 4 players. An exciting detail mentioned is the possibility of dream matchups, even hinting at a crossover with Nadia from Gainax's other famous anime, Nadia, The Secret of Blue Water. Set for release on November 5th, the game was priced at 6,800 yen before tax. Early buyers could also look forward to a special bonus sticker for their Sega Saturn Power memory card. For those who preferred other platforms, the PlayStation version of the game was already available and well received.